Have you been in a situation where you feel like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your spouse, whichever one of those you got, that they are holding something against you and you may or may not know what it is, but you don't know why?
Yeah, my wife always saying I'm lazy.
But at the same time, that you probably have a generalization about them also.
Well, I think it's a fact that she ain't really thinking about me. She ain't worried about me.
Stay tuned today on this channel and on this video as we talk about schemas in your relationship and how we can fix them or remove them, or at least get rid of the negative schemas. What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Faith Like That. We are a Christian ministry that is dedicated to helping you live a clean life for Christ and to live that life abundantly. We want you not just to have faith, but to have applied faith working in your life, the kind of faith that can move mountains. Please, if you have not done so already, subscribe to our channel. We are trying to reach a lot more people, and our goal right now is to hit 1,000 subscribers. We would love to have 1,000 subscribers. We are in Dallas-Fort Worth, especially in our area, and to be able to start to help people more other than just the videos in our area. And we're going to start reaching out to other places that we want to also be able to be there and to provide information like this for relationships and parenting and families, or just faith, so you can have that faithful life. So please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you know when our videos are coming out. Also find us on other social media platforms. We would love to connect with you in all these places. So look, YouTube, the schemas are real. I put the word that I'm saying just in case you're not sure or familiar with the pronunciation of it, or maybe I'm country a little bit, I'm from Kansas. But I'm not saying it right or the way you've heard it, but the schema is real. It is as real as the struggle. And today we're talking about these schemas in your relationship and in your life. Now, a schema is very similar to almost like a stereotype. It is a group or set of beliefs or experiences or things that have happened that have led you to believe an overall generalization about a person or people. And we're talking about them in our relationships because there are positive schemas that we have, which we do want to keep.
Oh yeah, keep all the good stuff.
But then there are also negative schemas that exist that could have a very devastating and negative impact on your relationship and your life. So check this out. At some point in your relationship, now I'm a guy, so I'm going to speak from that perspective that I'm a guy and my wife is with me. She doesn't really think this, but I'm going to share an example or a situation that could happen or could exist to demonstrate what I mean by the schema. Let's say it's a Saturday, my wife is interested in cleaning up the house, and then I say that I'm really not going to participate, I'm going to do this instead. So she may let it slide that day. But maybe Wednesday comes around and she would like me to do the dishes after she ended up cooking, or maybe even I cooked and the dishes need to be done, but I pass on doing the dishes and they sit there for a couple of days. But then comes back around on Friday and she asked me to pick up and put away the groceries, or to take out the trash for the groceries bags after she put away the groceries, and I don't do that. They sit there until Sunday, and she has to end up coming back and picking them up herself. So those three events together could combine in her mind to leading her to believe that I am lazy. So now she has a negative schema about me that I am lazy. And now there may have been some underlying issues or some other factors that caused me to not want to help with her with cleaning, or clean any dishes, or pick up those bags. And there really could be a legitimate reason why I didn't. But she may not have that in her mind or have the same understanding that I have. So she just now thinks that I'm lazy, and there's a negative schema that exists in our relationship because of that. Here's an issue that both of us now have in our mind, a belief or an understanding, and maybe some sort of expectation. In my mind as the man, maybe I was expecting that, hey, I have other work to do, maybe I'm a little bit tired, or I'm working on this right now, can I come back to it later and just forgot, but this is really important and I feel like it's more important than what she's asked me to do. or then even her, she has this expectation that I'm going to do these things just because she asked and do them immediately over the top and make them my priority of what I'm doing. Now, in both of these beliefs that we have, an expectation is me, the husband, not doing what she asked to do, or the wife maybe being a little bit upset because I done moved in. We're both holding these expectations and beliefs, but haven't been sharing them with each other. So now we both have schemas. She could have a negative schema about me, that I'm lazy, but I could also have a negative schema about her, that she doesn't value what I value or think my work is important, and she doesn't care about me. The problem with these schemas in our lives is that over time, as they are developed, that they are strengthened as things continually happen that align with that same group of schemas or beliefs or incidents that happen to cause the development of this schema. And then over time, having these schemas or beliefs and generalizations about each other will impact the way we feel about each other, how we communicate with each other, and how we treat each other. It's only going to be so long that she goes along thinking I'm lazy, that she keeps dealing with me, this lazy person that she believes that I am, without saying anything about it or without doing anything about it. There's only so long that me as a man is going to put up with someone that I think doesn't care about me or doesn't have the same priorities I do or thinks that my work doesn't matter.
So now here comes the attitudes.
Oh yeah, you know it. That you would get a little attitude. You got a little tude now because you feel like she don't care about you. Or you got a little tude now because you feel like that cat is lazy and he don't want to do no work or clean nothing. So today on this video, I want you not just to know what the schemas are, but I need you to be able to identify where you have created a schema in your life and in your mind about this person that you either say you do or you want to care about so much in your life. The girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, the wife, whoever this person is to you, that you want to care about them, you want this to work, but you need to know that at some point you might have developed a group of beliefs and generalizations called a schema about them. And today we're going to talk about what you can do to fix that. So there are pretty much two strategies or two skills that I want to share with you today about helping you correct or remove negative schemas from your relationship. The first one is making sure that you get a better understanding and a different perspective. Because the schema or the negative schema is coming from the understanding you have currently and the perspective that you have that may just be solely coming from you. But there may be another explanation for what's going on that you want to take time to hear. Not just go ahead and internalize this feeling and this experience and let it build up and become a group in this negative schema that will negatively impact and be devastating to your relationship. So you want to take the time to get an understanding, because the Bible says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. So we want to consider a few things about the relationship, and you should do this before you talk to them about this. And that's the second step, to talk to this person you love so much, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, significant other, whoever they are to you, that you're taking the time to talk to them about these things after you've thought through, could there be a different perspective about what's going on? In considering this other understanding or perspective, I want to give you a few things to think about. You may have some other ones you want to consider, but you can at least consider these. The first one is there a need that's trying to be fulfilled in their actions or their communications or the things that they're doing and saying? Are they after something that they need? Or is there a need they're trying to fulfill in that they're doing this to get to that need? Or is there an overall objective that's a part of what they're doing, and maybe along the way there's an impact on you or is triggering to you that they haven't seen or considered? So is there a fear associated with this? And along the lines of this fear, that what they're doing is sort of a measure of protection physically, physiologically, or psychologically, or even emotionally, and they're doing this to protect themselves, but maybe now there's an impact to you that they haven't seen. Are there some assumptions that have been made on your part or maybe on their part? Like in our example, my wife assumed that I was lazy, but maybe she didn't realize I was doing work and what I was working on or how important it was to me. But then at the same time, I assumed that mine was more important, but that hers wasn't as important, so I should just work on mine and get to hers later. Is there history here that we need to consider? Is there history in our relationship where we've talked about these things, we're working on them, and maybe they're developing and still not there yet? Or is there history in their family where this has been an issue, so it's causing them to do this thing, or to say these things, or behave this way, or right now? And then the last one I want to share with you is this a skill thing? Sometimes we want to always think that people just don't want to do it, that it's a negative thing, that it's a bad behavior, and they're choosing not to do these things for us. But sometimes it's not a will thing, it's a skill thing. And they don't have the skills necessary to be able to communicate with us that way. They don't have the skills necessary to do the things that we want them to do. And so we're seeing it as, this is your choice, but it wasn't a choice. I don't even know how. And I need some help and some coaching and some development, so please work with me here. After you've considered these things, you may find that you didn't have an explanation or an answer for one of them, which is okay. Because now you're about to go talk to this person that you love so much, that you care about, that you're building with, and you want to have this great relationship with. You're going to go talk to them and ask them about these things, and even bring this up to say, hey, I was thinking about this when this happened, and so this is what I was thinking. Am I correct in my assumption there? I want to make sure I have a good understanding and a great perspective about what happened. I don't want to put words in your mouth or tell you what you were doing, but I do want to understand what happened. Now, in this conversation you're about to have, in these questions you're about to ask and try to get an explanation for and an understanding of to form your new perspective, that you have to make sure that you don't come in hot. You can't come in and, hey, we need to talk right now because this needs to stop. You got to come in a little bit softer and say, you know what? Hey, something happened the other day I kind of want to talk to you about. It's not really a big deal, but if you just got a few moments, we could talk about it right now. I just wanted to get a better understanding of what happened and make sure we're on the same page. You coming in softer is going to make this conversation go so much easier, and they'll already feel better once you start talking to them, and it's more so you get an explanation from them and they get the opportunity to be heard about what happened versus you coming in and telling this is how I felt, that you're wrong, you're bad, you shouldn't have did this, you hurt my feelings. That's not where you're coming from. You're coming from the, hey, I want to understand what happened so we can make sure we're on the same page. Now, in the end, after you had this conversation, tell them that, hey, so this is what happened, and I have a better understanding now and perspective. But in the moment, I did feel some kind of way about it. So in the future, can we talk about the way we sort of move through things like this and get your needs met while at the same time meeting mine, and you all can problem solve together then, and you're coming from a better place when you do this. You can also give them the option to say, hey, can we talk? But if you don't want to talk right now, let's just talk later and let's set a time to come back and discuss this. We don't have to do it right now. It's not a big deal, but I do want to talk about it. In getting a different perspective and in talking through these things with your significant other, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, this person you love so much, that and then also going back and problem solving and setting up structures and systems and being intentional about culture in your relationship, that your relationship will be so much better and you will have a culture of talking things through and working through these things. Now, before I close, I do want to say that these are strategies. These are skills. And like any other skill I've shared with you or any skill in life, it takes time, it takes practice to be able to be good at these things. So don't try these things with these heavy issues in your relationship, because then it could cause fighting and other things like that, unless you already have the other skills to prevent that and kind of take the gas out of the fights. But you need to be able to work on these skills and build these skills up, so when it's time for the heavy things or for the problems, you already have skills in your relationship that you both have to work through these things. I do want to say that I recommend you work on these things and these skills and practicing them before the real issues hit in your life. If you're at a point where you're on the brink of divorce and you all aren't getting along and things are really bad right now, these may not be as useful for you, or it may be really hard to get each other to want to do them or to even be good at them. I highly recommend that you go see a marriage therapist or counselor or someone like that can give you all some help and help you with these skills. That doesn't mean it's over or you can't do them. You just might need a little bit more help in how you get through these things. And it can be fixed, but you got to be committed, you and the other person, to fixing it to be able to get through these things. But it's better you get professional help at that point versus you being just starting out and you want to make sure that you're going the right way. If you don't know who to look for or who to talk to, you can send us a message and I can do my best to find you some help or some resources to be able to find a good therapist or be able to find some help for someone to help you talk through these things with your spouse. But I do recommend that you do find that help somewhere. So thank you for spending this time with me today here on the channel. I'm so excited for you and your relationship, and another skill that you have to be able to work on to get you this happy, healthy, faithful relationship in your life. And it'll be great when you get it and when you get these skills down. If you're still here, I know you liked the video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, hit that bell icon so you know when the videos are coming out. And until next time, have faith, be safe, and we'll see you soon.